So, Nick, this may be a little unorthodox, but I'd like to open today's episode with my best boy.
Okay.
I've reached the series finale of Young Sheldon.
So this isn't like you aren't watching it week by week like One Piece. Like Young Sheldon's been over.
It ended like this year.
Okay.
And the last season came out on HBO.
Okay.
And now the spin-off of Young Sheldon, Georgie and Mandy.
Younger Sheldon?
Yeah, embryonic Sheldon.
Yeah, there's like, wow, look at this. Look at this womb figuring out basic trigonometry.
It's a half-hour long, like, in utero Yule log, and every now and then you get a bubble, and it says Bazinga when it pops.
And you're like, that's when I know how to laugh.
Yeah, and so they made a spin-off about his brother, Georgie.
The one who is jorking it. Jork and Georgie?
Yeah, Jork and Georgie.
Is the spin-off called Jork and Georgie?
It's called Jork and Georgie.
Nice.
And it's about him, and it's a sitcom instead of a dramedy.
It's so weird to me that Young Sheldon is a drama and not just like a fucking, not like a comedy, you know? Because that is literally, like fucking, what's the original one?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Big
but
Bang.
I do know, so they're making a sequel series called The Big Bang Theory that I now have to watch.
Okay.
In chronological.
And then that one, they just go, and they look at camera and they're like, time to laugh.
Yeah, that one's an yeah.
That's so funny.
And so now Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, which is what it's called, is
You're telling me Georgie has a sordid marriage history?
Well, that's what's tough is that from The Big Bang Theory, Georgie goes through 3 failed marriages.
Gotcha.
So I'm watching this dying marriage.
You're just like, yeah, this is not gonna last.
But so
dumb bitch.
Full spoilers for the series finale of Young Sheldon.
You're gonna have an upset audience right now.
Well, I'm giving a fair spoiler warning. Skip to this time mark if you'd like to be saved spoils.
Well, beyond this, hopefully.
Yeah, beyond this.
Yeah.
It is tastelessly sad.
Okay, like does Young Sheldon get put down like a horse with a broken leg? Like what happens?
So throughout the series, there are moments where it'll be like Sheldon's dad and Sheldon will like be at odds with something, and Sheldon will be like, I wish I didn't have you as a father. And then he'll like slam his door shut. And then Jim Parson, old Sheldon, will narrate from the future and be like, I wish I could tell you that I went back out of my room and told my dad that I respected him for sacrificing so much to keep me in high school.
Yeah.
I never did, even until he died. And throughout the series, it would do stuff like that.
So you'd know that his dad was going to die.
So they're setting seeds that he's dying. And then the second to last episode,
Jim Parson takes a big old knee. Yeah, he's like, oh, and then he's just in a bed.
Yeah, the second to last episode, they're like setting up that they're going to do this blue bonnet family photo, which is like just a Texan family photo where everyone dresses the same. It's like a matching. It's what you get when you buy a picture frame.
Yeah. It's like a white sweater Christmas photo with a golden retriever.
Yeah, they're all going to do that. And they're setting it up, and they keep being like, all right, George, that's Sheldon's dad.
Okay.
They're like, George, remember 4 o'clock? And he's like, all right, 4 o'clock, see you then. And then he leaves out the door.
Is this the dad who got thirst trapped? Like everyone was making thirst traps of him? Gotcha, okay.
George Cooper fucks.
Oh, at least twice.
Yeah, boy does he. Yeah, twice because they're twins, and then Georgie. Wow, look at you.
Yeah, wow. I just thought there was 2 of them. I didn't know there was 3 of them. That's
wild. Sheldon's got a sister, Missy. So anyway.
Did they eat her in the womb? Where did she go? Why isn't she in Big Bang Theory?
There. They all separate. Okay. No one likes Sheldon.
I don't fucking know.
But so then he leaves, and he's like, all right, 4 o'clock, and they're all at the picture. This is the second to last episode of the entire show.
Yep.
And then it ends with 2 of George's friends showing up at the picture and being like, I'm sorry, Mayor. He died. Heart attack, 42. And then the episode ends.
They don't show George die?
No,
they're going to thirst trap this man to fucking back, and they don't even give us the dignity of showing his death?
He just dies. He's like, all right, see you then. We don't see him again. Dead. The last episode is called Funeral, and it's just his funeral, and it's the mom being like, I wish I could give this eulogy about how he was such a great man, but I'm just so angry. How could you leave me? She never gets over it. There's no resolution to that. They're all really upset. Sheldon's really grappling with it, and he's like, he keeps running scenarios that would give him closure, where his dad's like, all right, 4 o'clock, and then he's like, wait, Dad? And he turns around and he's like, I love you. And he's like, love you too, Sheldon. And then he rewinds and he's like, no, that's not realistic. And then he's like, hey, Dad? And he's like, live long and prosper. And the dad does it back. And he's like, you too, bud. And then it rewinds and he can't come up with one that would actually give him closure. Never gets it. The last episode, fucked.
So the last
Sarah
episode
was
is literally-
inconsolable.
It's just the last episode is literally just everyone being like, okay.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
The mom like loses herself even deeper into religion, and she's like, you all need to get baptized. It'll save your souls.
Yeah.
And the daughter's like, I'm not doing this shit. She never does. She just flies off the handle and leaves. Then Sheldon does it just to make his mom happy. It's crazy. Sarah was inconsolable. I'll send Stank the picture. I'd sent you a photo of her.
You sent me 3 photos
Yeah.
of Sarah just destroyed on your couch.
Yeah, just breaking down. And then, so after all that, then it's a Yucks show, like, spin-off for Georgie and Mandy.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
Sarah and I are seeing it live tomorrow at 5 p.m.
What do you mean? Like the first episode?
The 4th. We're caught up. They're taping it like it's a live sitcom.
What?
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, you're doing like a fucking knee slapping, like laugh now
Yeah, we're in
fucking
the
showing.
audience.
That's wild.
I got tickets for
Where?
tomorrow. It's in like Burbank, like the Paramount lot.
Man, I get that you can't be obnoxious, but I would purposely try to laugh very characteristically. I'd be like, I would hear myself absolutely. The way I would make that episode about me.
I love that.
Because they're not gonna kick you out for laughing, right? If you're just yelling like Georgie, show me your cock, like,
Right, then you're gone.
Getting kicked out.
I love the idea of like, it's like, yeah, that's what I call a buzzing. They're like waiting for everyone to stop. They're waiting for everyone to stop
They're just
laughing.
flashing, stop laughing.
They're like waiting. They're like meandering around, and then faintly in the back of the episode, you hear like, "Well, I'm laughing. You're gonna kick me out for laughing." Just like
I bought these tickets.
over the episode, you just hear, what? I'm doing what you said.
I pay your salary.
Dude, well, that's the thing. If you just go on the website, like there's a website that shows all of the Paramount and like ABC like live taping shows.
That's wild.
You just ask for tickets and they're free.
That's crazy.
They're free. It's not like a third party thing. It's like, and also it's funny because I almost had to go see Night Court on Friday.
Why?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But they were like, I queued for Georgie and Mandy tickets because I was like, this will be hilarious to see, like just as a bit. And they were like, hey, Georgie and Mandy's pretty high demand, but if you go to Night Court, 4 audience members will get free. Well, they're always free. We'll get tickets to the next Georgie and Mandy. And I was like,
so if I go watch Night Court, I have a 1 in 200 chance of possibly seeing this show.
yeah, I love that. It's like, I told Sarah that, and I was like, yeah, we could do this, but it kind of leads me to believe that Night Court sucks and Georgie and Mandy is in high demand.
Yeah, okay. Night Court is oh God. Yeah. I mean, any sitcom looks terrible to me. But this doesn't look good. Apparently it's a remake of a show from 1984 that ran for 9 seasons.
Yeah. Georgie and Mandy's not good. It's and that's coming from an avid Young Sheldon fan.
Avid Young Sheldon
huge Young Sheldon. So huge, I'm going to see Georgie and Mandy tomorrow
just
at 5.
as a bit.
Yeah.
As like a pilgrimage of sorts.
Well, exactly. It's not that good, but
This is you guys getting closure for the end of Young Sheldon.
yeah, what a hilarious bit, me going to see Young Georgie. Jork and Georgie.
Jork and Georgie.
You're like, Jork and Georgie.
Georgie.
I mean, he all. I mean, we snore.
Show me your penis, huh?
Someone remove the goblin. Someone remove the treasure goblin from row 4. Yeah, no,
That's where you get the fucking, that right there is where you get the flashbang. Just fucking drop it and run.
Speaking of flashbangs, we went to a con today.
We went to Anime Pasadena today. We filmed 2 YouTube videos.
Yeah. Boy, do I feel like it.
Boy, every ounce of 2 videos did we film.
Well, it's funny. So the first video we did was bingo.
Yes.
Where we all had 20 minutes to go and like find like an older person in a cosplay, like a Batman at an anime convention, like tough, but also tropey
Diddy
things.
cosplayer.
Nope, that wasn't on it.
That wasn't on there? Okay, my bad.
Did you find one?
Maybe.
How'd yours go?
Fun.
Yeah?
A lot of fun. The bingo is way more fun than the what am I. Bingo, we gave ourselves 20 minutes to find a bunch of things, get as many bingos as possible. And so I found like people on a leash, a furry, a sword seller, a dude with a giant sword, lightsabers for sale, all those kinds of things. So much fun.
Yeah.
I was just ripping around. I was like coming up to people. I was like, hey, can I use you for my bingo card? Like making sure I got informed consent from anyone to be in the video.
Right.
But really good time.
Yeah. That's good. I was a huge hindrance to Chris.
And boy, oh boy, did he let us know about it.
I filmed Chris. He was the one doing the bingo card. And I kept getting stopped and like asked to take photos with people, which is like the best thing to complain about. It was awesome. I loved it. But boy, oh boy, did I devour 10 of his minutes.
Yeah, and Chris then ended up coming back. Like, we were like, hey, in 20 minutes, you have to meet here. Otherwise, there's going to be a penalty. Chris was 10 full minutes late.
Yeah, so.
In a 20-minute challenge, mind you. Yeah. So 50% late.
Yeah, but that was fun. You didn't like the second one?
It's not that I didn't like it.
It's just hard
I just think the bingo one is much. It's just like it took way longer.
Yeah.
The bingo one was 20 minutes, and it's gonna turn into a 25-minute video, and it's perfect.
Yeah,
like that's like that. It was the lowest effort fucking video we've ever made, and I think it's gonna do well. The second video, the Who Am I, it's gonna be really well in short form.
Yeah, agreed.
So, and like both of them were very much worth filming. Anime Pasadena was super sweet, really well laid out, like not that busy.
Really nice. Like this will sound like an underhanded compliment. Nice, manageable, good-sized con.
Yeah.
Like, not too small. Like, I remember we went to, what was it, Comic Palooza?
We went to Comic Palooza in Texas, and it was, like, oppressively large.
Yeah, it was, like, real big. It was in, like, an aircraft hangar.
It was in a Texas convention center, which just so happens to be, like, an indoor football stadium.
Yeah. This was, like, such a good size. Like, we saw everything, and I was like, oh, I'm not exhausted from seeing this.
My feet don't hurt. Yeah.
It was
we didn't go, like, to but, like, there's, like, the panels place, but they do, like, one panel a day. And then there was, like, the other place where people were doing, like, TCGs, and there was the 18+, like, artwork and all that, and that was, like, in the other exhibit hall, but it was perfect.
Yeah, I liked it.
And it's in downtown Pasadena, which is a ton of food.
Yeah, not terrible parking at all. Yeah. Like, good food. Yeah,
Costs
great location.
Park.
Yeah.
No, it's honestly, like, you're probably going to see way less.
Yeah.
In terms, like, AX is, like, the mecca of anime conventions.
It's a good, like, starter con. Yes. Like, if you don't want to be, like, absolutely overwhelmed and, like, stacked to the gills, like, at AX.
Yeah.
This is so much more comfortable.
Absolutely. I don't know. I actually don't know why more people don't go to this one. But we have a fair amount to talk about today. We have Orb, Helluva Boss, Daima, Dandadan, and Blue Lock.
Yep.
I haven't seen Orb. I was going to watch Orb, and then you told me, don't watch Orb.
I said you don't have to. Yeah, you don't care.
You saw the new guy, though. The blonde guy. Is he not the coolest clergyman ever?
Yeah, I wrote, let's see, Orb. I go, this is the craziest looking monk. Dude, that's my first note.
Dude, that clergyman, I told you, he's the one idea. It's like, oh, this guy actually makes having the top of your head shaved look kind of sick.
Yeah, I didn't know what hairstyle you were talking about. It's wild. It's like someone put a bowl on the top of his head, and shaved it, but then the rest of his hair is long.
Yep.
He has an eye patch. His face is covered in scars.
Yeah.
He's really cool. You learn his backstory in this episode, and it's hardcore.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you hate the show.
I don't hate the show. It's just fine.
It's like, I like it a lot. It's just, a lot of it is like, just fascinating to me. I like all the religious stuff. It's very like, I love an oppressive, scary society. I love like the McCarthy era. I love like crooked policemen, like a city full of crooked cops.
Yeah, like 20s Chicago type shit. Yeah.
I love the idea that like you go outside and like speaking feels dangerous.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool sense of tension for me. And this has that where like the church is just like burning eyeballs, like if you're reading too much.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, I don't know, I saw a couple of stars move in a weird way, and they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Does death by fire sound good for you? And you're like, I'll repent, I guess. How about the fact that you only get 2 chances? That's wild.
I feel like that's fair.
Is it though?
It's so hard to accidentally study the stars.
And actually, incredibly fair. What happens if it's like one time you're like, oh, I think like the sun is in the center of the universe, and then they're like, no, you can't do that, and you're like, you're right, and then you're like, I think we should have sex before marriage. Or do those count against each other? Are they different? Yeah,
I know. I feel like they should have a different like. The astronomy people are different from the lust people.
Yeah, like from the
debaucherers.
The bachelors. That's absolutely the word.
The debaucherer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the debaucherer. Yo, hold up. Riff time. The Bachelor. It's just like one dude trying, like, and it gets 20 degenerate women. And he's like trying to find the most degenerate one, and that's the one he leaves with.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just Lost the show.
Absolutely. They're just fucking.
That's just the Jersey Shore.
God damn it, you're right.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Cause yeah, you could be like, the sun is in the center of the earth. And it's like, can't be doing that. And it's like, all right, I won't do that anymore. And then it's like, I slept with my wife's sister, and they catch you, and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
The same thing?
Yeah,
I don't get one on that?
Yeah, like, oh man, if I could just repent. That's how I feel about Christianity. The reason I would never be religious is because at the end of your life, according to the rules of Christianity, you can just be like, Jesus is my savior, and then you get into heaven.
I think you have to mean it.
If I'm terminal cancer, 85 years old, and I'm like, I've lived my entire life as an atheist, the scientific part of my brain is nothing can be lost by saying Jesus Christ is my savior. Get a little baptism, and then I get the possibility of eternal life. But I got to do fucking drugs and have sex outside of marriage for my entire life. That's a win-win.
That's not meaning it though.
What do you mean?
You have to like really feel bad about it.
I can really feel bad.
I don't think you will.
Oh, you think I want to...
Jesus knows.
All absolve, all... Santa Claus knows, all right? I don't know a fucking dick about Jesus.
He asks Santa.
You think so?
Jesus... Okay.
You think Jesus looking over Santa's like Santa's shoulder being like, naughty, really?
Do you know how ridiculous you sound right now that I'm going to have to explain this to a grown adult? When you die...
Yeah.
Jesus goes up to Santa and he's like, "Hey, can I get a look at that list?"
North is up, and that's who lives at the most north place.
Jesus Christ, Santa Claus.
Yes. Actually, but yeah, fair.
Well, the most north place. That's a big guy up there.
Oh,
Jay Christ.
My homie Jay Christ.
Jay Crizzy.
I feel like you're about to turn the seat around and just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story about a carpenter."
Yeah. Listen, so when
you want to talk about somebody who worked with their hands. Yep, it is not.
So when you die, gotta get in frame.
Yep.
When you die, Jay Crizzy, my boy.
Yeah.
You
know who had the original piercings? Jay Christo. That's
Jay
my
Christo.
Guy. Yep.
Jay Crizzy, not confronts. What do he consorts?
Yeah, asks is a good word. Yeah.
He asks Santa Claus. He's like, "Hey, let me get a look at that list." S Crizzy.
S Crizzy. Yeah. Jay Crizzy, S Crizzy coming together.
Let me get a look at that list, homie. And he goes, "I already checked this twice. I don't know if I need any more eyes."
Yep.
And he goes, "You gonna do me like this, S Crizzy?"
I'm cold out here. I'm wearing sandals, Jay Crizzy.
Yeah, it's freaking cold out here, man. I'm dying out here.
I ain't trying to be here right now, S Crizzy.
I'm just trying to stop by, okay? Nick Connor, he says he's sorry.
Yep.
I need to know if he's nice or naughty.
I feel like I've been nice. I've never gotten coal.
You don't think you're on the naughty list?
You ever gotten coal?
No, but I'm nice.
As long as you've never gotten
look
coal
how
for
I'm
Christmas.
Dressed. Look how I'm sitting. Does this look like a coal-bearing man?
Yeah, is I think so long as you've never gotten coal for Christmas, morally
then
you're in the
heaven.
clear. Yeah, morally you're in the clear.
I can't move. I just can't move.
Your legs are going to fall asleep immediately.
My groin's split in twain.
Wow. Oh, can I tell the story? Can I tell the story about the woman who came up to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You talking about your groin being split in twain is very funny to me. Danny and me were walking around the con, and a woman.
Yep. Yeah, a woman.
An endowed woman came up to you, is what we'll say. And she walked up to you and she said, without even saying hello, and she just said, "I heard you like curvy women."
Yeah. She, from like 10 paces away. Yes, well endowed. like what was she dressed as? She was like a Tsunade type outfit,
Yeah.
but not Tsunade. It was like an Akatsuki fit.
Yeah, they were out, you know? They were there.
Okay.
They were present. They were hanging out.
From like 10 paces away, full smile, looking dead in the eyes. And I'm like, oh, maybe she knows me. Comes charging up to me and goes, I hear you like curvy women. And my heart and time stopped.
I heard a physical. Yeah, it was. I saw Danny's knees literally begin to shake.
She was like, I hear you like curvy women. And a million responses went through my head and they were all getting vetoed.
And it was everyone hated that. Like,
Yeah.
it was like the loyalty going down from Nick.
It was funny because in my head, I was like, all right, Danny, you got a very difficult choice to make here. You got to pick the right thing to say. And even with all those checks and balances and all that tension, my answer was, yup. I went, I sure do.
Big fan. Number one fan, Dan.
I went, you heard right.
You know what? Now that we're doing this, I kind of want to do a video where all four of us of Anime IRL walk around and we do like not a role play, but like we three of us follow. Like, let's say Chris is walking around.
It's going downhill fast.
And like we're following Chris and he's like walking around interacting with the world. And we have two buttons in our pockets and it's either dislike or like. It's like agrees with, disagrees with. And so all three of us are following Chris and he's like going through these like dialogue options. And it's like Nick agreed with that. Steven disagreed with that kind of thing.
What a like incredibly quick way to induce an anxiety attack.
Oh, absolutely.
Just being judged verbally.
That'd
like,
be great. Oh my God.
I like that a lot.
You have to try to accomplish something.
Yeah.
And like the way you go about it, we either agree with or disagree with.
Yeah, I like that.
And at the
a
end,
lot.
like there's factions. And like you get a loyalty breakdown. Yeah. That would be fun as
I
hell.
love that. But yeah, and then it turned into a normal conversation. But I was like, oh God.
This is my, oh God, there's a notes app being typed out right now. Oh God.
I know. I was like, I sure do. And then time stopped and everything went black and white. And I was like, how could this happen to me?
Oh,
So yeah,
God.
that was intense.
Yeah, so that's Orb.
Yeah.
That's
That's a discussion on Orb.
that's our breakdown on Orb. Boy, oh boy, if we had a day. It's only been 22 minutes. My God, that's usually how long our cold openings are.
What do we do? Blue Lock,
Let's do Helluva
Daima.
Boss.
Yeah.
Because that I can chat about.
Yeah.
My God, what an
think?
episode.
It was episode 10 of season 2.
Yes.
Ghost Fuckers.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it's called Ghost Fuckers. It's the episode where Blitz is still getting over Stolas.
Yes.
Which I have thoughts about, but he's getting over Stolas. He's like not taking it well. He's just eating ice cream, cheese, and watching porn.
He's bankrupting the entirety of Imp.
Yeah, he's bankrupting Imp, and they get called to go exterminate a ghost, which Millie knows aren't real. And they got to go deal with a ghost hotel.
What an interesting like theological throw in to the story about like devils and angels, that ghosts aren't real.
Because at first I was going to be on their ass in my reaction and be like, you guys are whole ass demons. Like, maybe don't discount ghosts. I like that she's like, hey, we know when people die, they come here or there.
Yeah, it's fair.
So I was like, oh, that's fair evidence.
Yeah, you've lived in the afterlife for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You have a pretty good idea of whether or not people can get stuck in between.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
It was really good. It's 27 minutes. It felt really long for a Helluva Boss episode because I feel like they're usually 22. For some reason, they accomplished so much, not only like from a character building standpoint, but also just from like a plot progression standpoint.
Yeah.
Like the story, the episode begins. We haven't got an episode in months, mind you.
Yeah.
The episode starts with like Luna burning all of these like owl effigies, and Blitz is watching ghost fuckers in the other room and like eating himself into a coma, trying to get diabetes. And then they're like, oh, we need to go to like this topside world. And there's like a small Scooby-Doo episode directly slapped into the middle of this where like they're running through hallways and getting chased by a ghost. And like they're like a guy who fought the Nazis is punching Millie through walls and shit.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I fucking beat the Nazis.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the episode, we're doing like character exploration on Millie and like Blitz's relationship, which I thought was really sweet. But also at that same time, we tie in a lot of Millie's backstory.
Yeah.
And so like so much is accomplished. Like there's like 4 specific, very different like like story arcs in this one episode.
Yeah.
And it was this huge, like I think it's the perfect Helluva Boss episode. Like I think in terms of like the emotional hit of like Blitz is going through something. We're getting a dive deep into like a character that we all love that I feel as though it doesn't get enough screen time. There's action, there's comedy. Like it had all the things that a good Helluva Boss episode should.
Yeah, it did kind of like blow me away because I agree. It developed a lot. I think it like did a lot to redeem Blitz in my eyes too, because something that we got a lot of was like actually exploring the social caste system of like Millie was like, you must work for someone. Like imps never work for themselves.
Gotcha,
And Blitz is like, I do. And it kind of like implies that Blitz is like the only imp to start his own business.
Yeah, like trailblazing.
Yeah, he's trailblazing and he like hires an all imp crew and he adopted Luna. And it's like, oh, I get now why all these people are putting up with Blitz because he's the only imp doing something all of hell thinks they can't do.
You know, it's kind of funny to draw a parallel between this and the Mistborn series, but it's kind of like Blitz is Kelsier.
Yeah.
Where he's like, we are Ska.
Yeah.
But just because we're Ska, like Kelsier's the first Ska to actually, well, he's not the first Ska to put together like a Ska rebellion, but he's like the greatest Ska thief of all time. And he's like, he gets an all Ska crew to overthrow like the Lord Emperor and like the final empire and all that. And that's kind of what Blitz is doing. Where he's like, I'm gonna be the change here. And like as like you get further into the Mistborn series, you realize that Kelsier wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like his doctrine, I'm in the third book right now, his doctrine's like being abused by the people in Orto.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're just killing noble people. And like Spook is like, how dare you like use the doctrine of Kelsier to like justify just killing noble people for being noble people. And they're like, we saw Kelsier talk. This is what he talked about.
Yeah.
And so I think that's like honestly very similar to this, where it's like, yeah, he's a trailblazer, but at the same time, he's not a good person.
Yeah, right. No, I agree. I like the villain a lot.
The
Fishman, the
the
weird
fucking what is it?
The Fester Demon.
Fester Demon.
Yeah. Weirdly, like one of the coolest Helluva Boss villains they've had.
Yeah. Like I like the bit where they kick him into the pool, and then he's just like, I'm just wet. And
Yeah,
then
he's like, I love pool.
Yeah, he's like, this is the reason. There's a reason only this is like maintained in this entire hotel. I swim in this every morning.
Yeah.
And then Blitz just throws his Monster Sucker 2000 in there and like electrocutes him to death.
What'd you think of the little Igor guy who can only say bitch and can't blink?
That was the hardest I've laughed from Helluva Boss in a long time. One, like I said, this episode is just a Scooby-Doo episode. It's if Scooby-Doo could swear, to a T.
Right.
And like in the same sense that like the second that I saw that guy, I was like, oh, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, me too.
Like, and I was like, okay, I think my exact note was, one, fuck, we need an unconditional support punch card.
Unconditional support.
When Blitz is like, we're going to catch this ghost, and Millie's like, there's no fucking ghost, and he pulls out the unconditional support punch card. Yeah. My God, do we need one of those so badly? I need like a 7 punch card ride or die. Like, you cannot question me. We're doing this. But then again, I feel as though we'd get into some dumb shit because your mower code drives me out of a head-on collision.
A sticky situation.
Yeah, very often. And I said, I said, the Igor made me laugh out loud. Like it just being like him being like, poor kid can't even close his eyes. He's just like,
can't even blink.
Yeah.
Bitch. Bitch. It's like, what are you? The fuck? Why are you saying that?
This is all I can afford now. Oh, it was really good, dude.
Yeah, I like that.
I just said Blitz fucking everyone over with his own grief is very Blitz.
Yeah.
Just like him being like, I'm upset, so I'm gonna like, you can see it. Like Millie's like the only person who's keeping it together. Luna's working 16-hour days. Moxie's trying to keep the business afloat. And I'm like, that's the most Blitz thing of all time.
Yeah.
But you said you had thoughts on him grieving over Stolas still. What's that about?
Well, so it's weird because the episode opens, right? Or the whole premise of the episode is that Blitz is very not over Stolas and he's running Imp into the ground and they're not taking enough jobs. But we just got like 3 shorts where they're getting work, they're completing the missions, and Blitz isn't thinking about Stolas. So it was a
Do you
weird...
think those are linear or those are just like
I guess
cuts
not.
in time?
Yeah, it's just cuts in time because it was a weird time to release these 3 shorts. Because what I thought it was doing is it was showing that Blitz is like mindlessly pouring himself into work.
Yeah.
And then when we got this episode, he'd be like strung out and being like, I'm taking 3 jobs in one day or something like that.
Yeah.
because when they're like, oh, we're out of money, I'm like, I thought business was booming.
We just killed the chupacabra. We were just like dome piecing people in Mexico a second ago.
So it was a weird like order to release these specific like 4 videos.
Yeah.
But I liked at the end of Blitz being like, oh, I'm not gonna stalk and sexually harass you and Moxie anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was like, oh, we're really like arcing here.
Yeah, he's like, Millie was like, yeah, you don't want to be my third anymore.
Yeah.
But then they end the episode talking about how fuckable Moxie is. Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe we're not, like, listen, not all the progress can be made in one day.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, I liked it because it was like my big grievance with Helluva Boss has been like people cherry picking what sexual harassment is and isn't funny. So it's like Blitz being like inappropriate around Millie and Moxie. That's fine because it's silly and funny. But then it's like, oh, well, Stolas and Blitz's relationship is
problematic.
It's problematic. And it's like, I thought that one was silly and funny too. Like, what are we doing here? And at least this is an acknowledgement of him being like, no, that wasn't right of me. I need to actually grow. Like, I can't just be like sexually harassing for yucks anymore.
Yeah, I think that the big difference there is that genuinely it's about perception of the character being sexually assaulted or like sexually harassed kind of thing. Because it's like Millie and Moxie don't have nearly as much exposition as characters as Stolas. Yeah. And like, so since Stolas is like a fan favorite, people are like, oh, Blitz hurts Stolas. And therefore, this is more serious than Blitz actively trying to like, not necessarily ruin Millie and Moxie's relationship, but like monopolize the things that they can enjoy outside of the confines of him.
Yeah.
What are you giggling at?
They are saying that the Igor guy is saying bleach, which does make sense because he cleans.
That's all he cleans? Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was a bitch, but I guess bleach.
Bleach. I kind of like bitch more.
I like that it's
like
a bitch.
more.
Yeah.
And then my last note was, well, I said I love a Millie background episode.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And then it was like, I just forgot that people would be throwing hands in this show. Like the choreography in the show is like genuinely at multiple times very much impressed me.
Yeah, the animation is wildly impressive when you hold it up next to like on TV shows.
Yeah.
Like hold it up next to like Invincible, next to like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like it's really well done.
I mean, and yes, this episode took probably a couple of months.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like the art style. People would probably say, like, oh, the art style's simple. It's really not.
No, like their eyes are glowing
It's
and shit.
cartoony.
Yeah.
Like cartoony. It's cartoony. Oh, and these,
Hey, cartoony.
cartoony. Hey, how much is this fucking Buick?
Like comes in with the Scooby-Doo run sound effect. Like,
he's like, ow, ow, I don't know my hips. My hips are going 360 degrees, guys.
that's Cartoon Tony.
That's him. You need $200 off Alexis.
But no, like this even looks better than like Has Been Hotel, you know?
And so like the
Looks better than
choreography.
Blue Lock.
No, that's a fucking like I could give you something better than Blue Lock if you gave me a month.
Yeah.
But this episode did take what? 3-4 episodes or 3-4 months?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the thing.
What was the last episode we got?
Yeah, September.
Okay,
maybe?
well that wouldn't be 3-4 months. That'd be like 2 months. It's November.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Was it September? I'm gonna
Maybe
check.
it was like May, June, July.
Who makes it? Pixel Drink?
Maybe July.
Nope.
Pixel Drink?
No, that's the guy. That's the guy who does cringy MHA dubs. It's really funny.
Who does this? Meat Canyon?
Yeah.
It's
Fucking
Vivzy Pop.
Vivzy Pop. Yeah. They only have 10 million subscribers on YouTube. That's crazy to me. They just what is
like-
this? They posted another short.
What do you mean?
Chupadaba,
Yeah, Chupacabra.
Ghost Fakawa and Sale.
What do you say?
I do not know what to tell you. They posted a 3-minute video called
me see.
Chupadaba Ghost Fuck Unsale or Insale. Kawin. I think somebody.
Halloween sale? Oh, Chupa de Ghost Fuckoween sale. Chupa de Ghost Fuckoween sale. It's a Halloween sale ad.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, because my God, I just thought somebody at their team like fell asleep on the goddamn keyboard.
Someone's just getting waterboarded while having to make a title.
Yeah, but it's 3 minutes long. So, I guess they occasionally post 3-minute videos about there being sales.
Yeah, this is all merch stuff.
They haven't posted a apology tour. Was 4 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a long time since we got an episode. Wow. Because there was like 6 or so months there where we're getting a new episode every single month, and they were all really, really good.
Well, we're back to that now. So now we're getting one November and December.
I'm gonna say something slightly controversial here.
Just slurs. Just
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something slightly controversial.
Oh, dude, that was our skit earlier. Like, today we're gonna be trying the cancel your entire career at a con challenge.
I just wanted to be. We had an idea for Stephen He specifically.
Yeah.
Where it was like, today we're gonna do the new viral trend of canceling your career at a convention. Stephen runs up to like a child, whips him around, and screams the N-word. It just cuts halfway through. It's a 40-second long video.
It's like not even monetizable.
Just like grabs them.
He picks him up by the fucking neck.
You see the dad like quickly.
Yeah, please no. He's like, no, I'll say emotional damage. Trust me, it'll be fine. I'm gonna say something controversial. Helluva Boss is quickly becoming one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All time?
It's very good.
Wow.
It's very good.
Where does it rank? I'll ask you at the end of season 2, so December. Under Castlevania.
Oh, for sure.
Under Frieren.
Yes. I wouldn't even classify it amongst other animes.
Okay.
Like I don't look at Helluva Boss as an anime. It's Castlevania is a good, like, that's a good, like, Arcane.
Yeah.
Castlevania, Invincible.
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny. Yeah, that's another nothing. I think honestly, if I had to go non-anime top 5 TV shows of all time.
Yeah.
Always Sunny, Castlevania.
Yeah. It's a crazy order also.
I have a scattering of interests. Honestly,
Can't think of a
maybe
third.
Helluva Boss at 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think of a fourth now though.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
What a crazy lineup. What a crazy lineup.
ATLA at 4? No, probably ATLA above Helluva Boss, if we're being real. There's not enough Helluva Boss. It's only fucking, 18 episodes?
That was wild. That was a controversial take.
Yeah, that was. ATLA, so I'd say, yeah. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Castlevania. ATLA, Helluva Boss, and then I don't know what 5 would be.
Well, that's what I want to see you rank one that's like one of your favorites, but under Helluva Boss, you know?
Oh, number 5? Tommy Shelby. What's his show?
What is Tommy Shelby? Detroiter?
No, Detroiters is a great. I think you should leave. Should also be up there. What's fucking Tommy Shelby's one?
I don't know who that is.
I am Tommy Shelby. I've got a Tommy gun, and I started as a hoist racer, and now help me out, please. Help me out here.
What the hell are you
Fashion
talking
icon. Oh, everyone was talking about Wagyu. Guys, Tommy Shelby. They're British, and they do the crime. Peaky Blinders. Number 5, Peaky Blinders.
Gotcha. I think my top 5 non-anime TV shows of all time are
Young Sheldon.
I was gonna say The Penguin, Breaking Bad,
Yep.
Young Sheldon, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Wild Thornberries.
That's wild. Just absolutely. The Penguin at 6 episodes in is a wild number 1.
Thanks, you waited a long
It's
time for that.
very good, though.
It's not. It was a nonsense list. I was waiting for you to call it
but
out
it's
for being
also
one.
very good. I could absolutely see a podcast out there making that exact take. But yeah, I'm like, I very much look forward to like Helluva Boss whenever it's coming out.
It's great. It's very well done.
Yeah.
Like, I agree. I'm hyped. Every Helluva Boss episode, I get really hyped for Hazbin Hotel season 2. Obviously financially, because it will be my second coming.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be the fucking, like, you will be a phoenix reborn from the ashes.
But you know
and
what
the
I-
ashes are not that bad.
And the ashes are calm.
yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I miss?
What?
I miss the swangs.
Yeah.
I miss the swangs.
There's no good songs in Helluva Boss. There's like,
They're not as good.
You know, actually, I will say, Stolas' song in Apology Tour was actually pretty good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like really the only good Helluva Boss song.
Yeah, there's a couple. They're fine.
It's
But
just
yeah.
because Brandon isn't a great singer.
Rogers.
Yeah, he's not a great singer. He just isn't. Like none of like all of the voice actors
He's
in
a
Helluva Boss.
weirdly good actor. Like
He's-
as Blitz when he's like screaming
Okay,
and crying.
congratulations. It's because he's playing himself. Like he's just doing the Brandon Rogers bit that he's been doing for a decade and a half.
Gotcha.
Listen, I'm not gonna say Brandon Rogers isn't one of the most talented people out there making content right now. He is. He's managed to stay relevant for almost 2 decades. But like Blitz is just Brandon Rogers.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Have you never watched his content?
No, I saw a TikTok once that really cracked me up though, where
Yeah.
he's this like sassy old woman in like a preschool, and he's like, crayons, bitch.
Yeah.
And like,
It's literally just like his entire thing has always just been like sassy gay man swears.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great. It's always, it hits every time.
it's definitely his vibe.
What was I going to say? Outside of that. Helluva Boss. I think that's it. That's all I got. Actually. Nice.
More like smell of a boss, though, because this episode stunk.
Yes, yeah, because we're getting controversial now. Just kidding. Everybody I saw with Helluva Boss cosplay today, dumb cosplays. I will say, out of every cosplaying community, who do you think puts the most attention to detail into their cosplays? I'll tell you right now, Helluva Boss. If it's not one, it's two.
Or has been.
Either one.
Yeah, they're interchangeable. I agree, because you can't just buy it.
No, you can't buy it, and then the wigs are insane.
Yeah,
the wig prep is crazy.
We saw an Angel Dust today with a crazy wig. I agree. I think
if it's not Genshin Impact, it's either Has Been Hotel or Helluva Boss.
I was thinking about Genshin Impact. Genshin's crazy because I feel like a lot of anime and video games come out with the intention of drawing cosplayers. Which makes sense. And I also, I get it. I like the idea of, seeing a character and being like, I relate to them so much, I want to dress like them.
Yeah.
So it's a smart strategy. Demon Slayer, easy cosplays. Naruto kind of revolutionized the game with the Akatsuki clothes.
Oh, absolutely. You mean I need one item and I can be technically in cosplay?
Yeah, exactly. Genshin's so fascinating to me because they keep making hit games. Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero. And they're
Zenless Zone Zero looks horny. It looked horny as hell.
Looks horny as fuck.
Yeah.
They keep coming out with these games with these characters that are so fucking difficult to cosplay.
And yet they figure it out every goddamn time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's like they're out of touch or don't care.
Yeah.
And I kind of respect it.
I think it's just a sheer confidence thing.
Yeah.
I think they're going to fucking figure it out because they need to.
Yeah, exactly. But
did
yeah,
you see that,
it's those two.
That Genshin released, they're doing an African, they have different regions. Probably not. You never played Genshin. They
No,
did
I know
an
where this is
African
going.
region and
They're all white.
And they're all white. And one of the character base models is literally based off a dark-skinned black woman who rollerblades, roller skates. I forget.
I don't know the difference.
Rollerblades inline, roller skates 2-2.
Oh.
Yeah.
So blades for skates for pussies.
Skates is for tricks. Blades, skates is for dancing, disco. Blades is for tricks.
Okay.
So have you ever been ever seen
Seems
the idea of a
easy to
roller
stand on a roller skate.
Well, yeah, but that's because a roller skate is meant for getting around town or dancing and roller discos.
Gotcha.
Roller blading is for sick rails. It's like skiing on pavement.
Yeah, right.
And so they based off a dark-skinned black woman. They're we're gonna make her look like Usopp post time skip.
If that.
Yeah,
it
if
is
that.
pretty crazy.
It's not good. But
It's
also,
crazy because it's I get that it's not even Japan, it's China. It's China. It's China. So some questionable decisions there make sense.
Yep.
Regarding race.
Yeah.
But it's so weird that these companies aren't looking at international demographics because America does. America's constantly catering to China.
Yeah.
It's crazy that China's not hey, Genshin's huge in America. America has a large, black, Hispanic, multi-ethnic population.
Yeah.
Nah, they're all white/Asian.
Yeah, it's that's the whole thing is paleness is the beauty culture in Asia, and so they're well, you can't be dark skinned and beautiful kind of thing.
Crazy. They gotta get whoever fucking makes Soul Eater and
Bleach.
They gotta get Tite Kubo or Fire Force /Soul Eater guy because he makes some of the fucking sickest melanated characters.
Fucking MHA. What is his name? Horikoshi.
Yeah, they do.
Horikoshi. I saw this. I don't know if we've talked about this. The red pill, blue pill. Horikoshi becomes a horror manga artist
or a porn artist.
Porn artist. My God.
Both are best case scenario.
They are. They're fucking great in either scenario. But yeah, really good episode of Helluva Boss. I'm very excited for more of it. Give me more Millie. Ooh, final thing here. Short hair Millie or long hair Millie?
I always prefer long hair.
Okay.
On everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like short hair Millie's more your type.
Just because Sarah has short hair doesn't mean it's by my choice.
That's fair. That's fair. I just feel like she looks like long hair Millie looks like a transient, like surfer who will like stab you in your sleep. Short hair Millie is like, that's a wife, you know?
You know what? Shockingly, Sarah is like hardly my type.
Yeah, that's not
Not hardly. Vibe-wise, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love a stabby in your sleep kind of girl.
That's fair.
Yeah,
And you ended up
I
with
love
a
the
frog on a lily
confidence.
pad.
I love the confidence to charge me in public and confront me with the fact that I love curvy women. You know,
I feel like most people could be confronted that, like, if you go up to 90% of men and be like, you love curvy women, most of their responses are going to be like,
yeah. I felt like fucking Yuji getting confronted by Togo.
Can I unpack something for you here? Me and Dorothy were having a conversation the other day. And I think it was actually stemmed from the fact that Sarah, for Halloween, went to Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
And I went out loud. I was like, I was like, Sabrina Carpenter, she's cute, but like, she's not my type.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, if Sabrina Carpenter came up to me and I wasn't with Dorothy, I'd be like, yeah, you know, absolutely. Of course. Why wouldn't I?
For sure.
But I was like, she's not what I would identify as my type. And then I was like trying to think, and like Dorothy was like, well, like, who would you say over the last couple of years? Like, because whenever somebody's like, oh, what's the most beautiful woman you can think of? I'm like, Megan Fox, Transformers. Easy, put it down, simple.
So great. You're such a basic bitch.
Angelina Jolie, fucking Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Blake Lively. No, who's the one?
You're such a Hollywood, like, spoon-fed shill
why do you think they get the
standards.
fucking job? Okay, but okay, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah.
So
When
I
you
was
said
like,
Megan, I thought you were gonna finish with the Stallion.
hey, bitch. She was like, hey, so who's the hottest woman to come out of the last couple of years? And I went, well, my first response was Lil Nas X. I was like, Lil Nas X is my type to a T for men. For men, Lil Nas X is my type to a fucking T.
Let me look at Lil Nas. Doesn't he look like Kid Boo?
I just got the build of Kid Boo.
I'm not being racist. There's been
The pink alien? Yeah.
Lil Nas X. Let me see. Might be no.
What?
No, this isn't who I'm thinking of.
I mean, he's built like Kid Boo.
No, there's a rapper who does the Kid Boo stand. What was his name? It might be Juice WRLD? Some rapper. I don't listen to rap, so I don't know.
Juice WRLD isn't doing much of standing anymore, yeah.
But he did. He used to do the like Kid Boo stand, and he
Yachty,
wore
maybe?
pants.
Not Yachty.
Kid Boo rapper.
I don't listen to rap either. Anyways, and I was like, but for women, Dan, guess who I said?
Megan Thee Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Because it's just correct.
And you know what, Dan? And you want to know what? She made me feel bad about it.
What?
She pulls up pictures of Megan Thee Stallion and she was like, this? And I was like, that is a 5'9" Amazonian woman. How dare you? And then she talks me down to Zendaya. She was like, no, it's Zendaya. And I was like, I'm pretty sure
What
it's...
is Dorothy talking about?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and not say that I don't find Zendaya gorgeous.
No, but I mean, like, why is Dorothy, like, not Megan Thee Stallion?
She just like, didn't want me to like Megan Thee Stallion.
Wow.
But I told her, I was like, that's my A1.
Yeah. Zendaya's cute. I don't like the fact that she exclusively plays high schoolers. That, like, she's trapped as a high schooler.
I feel like that's hardly her fault.
No, it's not. I just mean, like, I'm not saying, like, oh, stop doing that.
What about Challengers? She was in high school on Challengers.
I didn't see Challengers.
Okay, well, you watch Euphoria and you wonder why she only plays high schoolers.
But she, like, it's just in my mind, Zendaya's a high schooler.
Yeah.
Even though she's literally older than me.
She's my age, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Hollywood.
Same with Tom Holland, though. I don't see Tom Holland as a grown man.
Twink.
He's kind of buff.
Well, yeah, but he's a twunk.
Yeah,
He's just a whittle twunk.
they're just, these people are like high schoolers in my head.
Mm-hmm. That's because Hollywood does
Sabrina Carpenter's the same. I'm not that I mean, again, like,
My God, who would say no?
Yeah, I'm not going to be like Sabrina Carpenter's not attractive, but I'm like, you are a fifth grader on Girl Meets World forever. And it's because she hasn't, like, changed visually much.
Yeah, it's really fair.
Like,
It's funny how people really don't do it that quickly.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm like, you're still like in 11th grade in my head.
Yeah, and you're going to stay that way. So just stay away from me forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. All right, we want to talk about Daima?
Yeah, weirdly the most exciting episode of the week.
It was, okay, first off, it's just an episode of One Piece, if we're being real. It is the most, like, 3 episodes into a new arc One Piece episode I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. What episode is this? What happened?
This is episode 4 of Daima, and it is basically...
Or 3?
No, it's defo 4.
Okay, 4.
And so this is the episode where Goku, Glorio, and
Kai.
Yeah, and Kai are now in the demon world's third world. And they get on a giant rocket. They got an ICBM.
Yeah,
and it's like their plane gets stolen after the bar fight. They're walking. And the Goku's like, why don't we all fly? We can all fly, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just immediately established that Glorio can also fly.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, if you fly for a long time, you'll get tired because the air is so thick.
Yeah. It's like, it's too thick. Hey,
that's a dumb fucking reason.
This is the worst planet.
That's like, does it get lighter on the second and first worlds?
It's crazy that they're like, at no point are they like, hey, this planet's flammable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have gas explain all of this and then not make it flammable.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
they're just like, hey, the air is so thick you can't fly. Hey, Super Saiyan childs, you can't fly through it.
Yeah.
No,
I know
even.
it's that thick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that power scale everyone on this planet to being like
Crazy
as
powerful?
strong as Goku? Yeah.
Like if the Glorio's able to fly through this air in like the same way that Child Goku would be able to, and Child Goku's already busting planets at fucking 7 years old.
Yeah.
Then is everybody in the demon world just busted?
Well, and everyone's been like training on this planet for like since birth.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone here should be like
And
way
yet
stronger
Goku has
than
punched
Goku.
the teeth in of every person he's met like rather
Yeah.
effortlessly.
Yeah. The power scaling makes no sense.
It's just, I mean, it's Dragon Ball for you.
But yeah, you're right. You were like, this is a One Piece episode. You texted me, and I was like, yeah.
It
huh.
is to a T. It
Yeah.
is to a T, a One Piece episode. I don't know. I don't understand my notes here. I said love of verse equalization. And then I said he beat the fuck out of that green sperm. Do you know what that's about? Do you know what that's about? I don't remember making that note.
In the beginning of the episode, they fight a big, like, monster.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty well animated.
Yeah, yeah, the giant monster
Yeah.
that flies out of like the deepness or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love. Do you know what that's about?
What?
My notes.
My notes, the green sperm. And then I said, why is everyone a dick? Because literally every person that Goku has come across in this fucking world has tried to fight him.
Demon World. It is like,
They seem to live with each other just fine.
well, yeah, they show up to this like public execution.
Yeah.
And it's just so like comically, like this episode felt really good because the last three were like impressively bad and
Yeah.
like uncreative and lame. But this episode, if you compare it to like an episode of any other show, it's still kind of not that good.
It is the most cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Hey, there's now enemies on this planet because the new king is imposing higher taxes. Like that is the most cookie cutter way to create an enemy. It's literally the beginning of Dressrosa.
Well,
Not the beginning of Dressrosa, Whole Cake Island.
Well, it's like, it's nonsense. It's not well thought out because they show up on this like public execution and they're like, hey, we've like tripled taxes.
Yeah.
So if you can't pay 9 gold pieces, we're going to suck 9 years of your life into
Yeah.
this soul sucker. And to be fair, they haven't explained what they do with the souls.
And boy, oh boy, did we just establish the fact that we have a soul sucker. Also,
Yeah.
how do you get 2 soul suckers in 1 week here? What are we doing? How do we get Helluva Boss and Daima being like, you know what? We're sucking these ghosts.
I know, a lot of soul sucking going on. So they didn't establish what they do with the souls. But this old man's like, wait, I'll probably die if you suck 9 of my souls
Yeah.
or 9 of my years. And he's like, I don't care. You couldn't pay up. Isn't a living paying man better than
like-
a sucked to death man?
I don't know. It depends on what they're doing with these years.
Well, exactly. So if the years are like more valuable than gold, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, if not, they're just being evil for the sake of evil.
That's my fucking. Anytime there's a movie, right, and like there's like a person is taking a loan from a loan shark,
Yeah.
and they're like banging up, they're destroying their business, and they're like, "We're coming back in a week for all the rest of our money," and it's like, hey man. How the fuck did you think I was earning that money? Like that every time that happens in a movie, I'm like, don't fucking. I'm not gonna earn money now. I have no. You've taken my means.
Yeah, it's like a woodsman, a crafter,
Yeah.
is like short on his rent, and they break his hands. It's
Yeah.
like, better get us the money, and it's like, my brother in Christ. What do you think the hands are for?
I now have to spend the money I did have to fix these.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, so-
So yeah, comparatively, this episode is really good. It's by far and away the best episode. But fuck me, is it just
fine.
It's
like
just fine.
it's like a filler episode of any other shonen.
Yeah.
The animation's great.
Yeah.
But again, it's Dragon Ball. It better well damn be.
Yeah.
Better
It's
damn well
be. Yeah. It's Toei's baby.
Yeah. What did you think of the bugs? You had thoughts on the bugs.
On the bugs.
The bugs. The sensu bean bugs.
Fucking God, I forgot about the fucking bugs, dude. All right, listen. You're excited about it. I'm like as excited, like I'm grasping at things to be excited about. You know what I mean? My thoughts on the bugs is, oh, cool. So sensu beans are irrelevant now. Like, just like,
yeah, they power scaled beans.
Dude, like the way that they were just like, oh, he was like, what's this bean in a crate filled with fucking hundreds of these beans? And they were like, oh, that's the revive bug. Yeah. It's just a wasp that if you eat, it gives you all your stamina back. And Goku, for the fucking dumbass audience at home, was like, oh, like a sensu bean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think we all understood what exactly was going on here. But now we're able to buy sensu beans from your local fucking mom and pop stop.
I wish he called it a super sensu bean. Like, it got power scaled out of relevancy.
Yeah, you get stronger. It's like rare candy. You get stronger every time you eat one. And then they were like, and then he was like, well, then, lady, what's this? What's this other bug? And they were like, oh, I don't know. The exact same thing we've been doing in a different way every fucking arc of Dragon Ball. Like, oh, hey, this is the combined fucking bug.
The fusion bug.
You eat, both you and somebody else eats a fusion bug and then you fuse. And I get it. I get that you're excited about the idea of new fusions. That's always fun. But like, first it was the fucking earrings with the Kais, and then it was the fusion dance with Trunks and Goten. And then it was like, it's so asinine that every single time we do a new arc, we have to find a new way to do the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah.
Stop having a fucking hard reset on stamina with like, just don't have them fight until they're about to die.
Yeah.
The idea that like, oh, I have that revive bug in your back pocket is a literal, it's a lazy literative device that just like is like a, hey, don't worry, Goku can get his way out of this. He's got a full revive in his back pocket. Like it's a fucking Pokemon fight.
Something I hate about Dragon Ball that I've noticed lately, realized lately, is with their transformations. They'll have like the protagonist get the shit beat out of them until they're almost dead, then unlock a transformation literally out of nowhere, and then it's a one-sided fight in the other direction.
Yeah.
I wish it'd be they unlock the transformation, ideally for a purpose, not just out of nowhere, but whatever, it's Dragon Ball, and then it's a two-sided fight.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, because even Super Saiyan was kind of that, like Frieza and Goku still tussled.
Yeah.
When he turned Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like Perfect Frieza stood a pretty even match against Super Saiyan Goku.
But I hate that it's like, oh, Bardock becomes Super Saiyan. Now it's like he's untouchable.
Yeah.
Oh, Piccolo becomes Piccolo Orange. Can't touch him.
Yeah.
Like, bring their power level up to the villains.
Yeah.
Now it's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
But I like, the only reason I like it is because after a decade of, oh, it's Super Saiyan again, but it's blue. Oh, it's Piccolo again, but he's orange. Oh, it's Super Saiyan again, but it's white, but it's red, but it's this.
Oh, it's Frieza again, but he's gold, but he's black. Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just a color swap, it doesn't promise, but it teases a new looking fusion.
Yeah.
Because
Kai Goku.
Well,
or
that's
some
the thing,
shit.
is Vegeta's not here.
Yeah.
So ideally, we get two characters who have never fused before, which is cool. And then also, we get a new fit. Because the best part of fusions
is the
fit.
My God, how do they decide on it? Every time, it's not even close to an amalgamation of either of their fits. Gotenks' fit, what was that?
It's fresh. It's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
He looks so buoyant in water. I want to know what Fusion Bug's fit looks like. If it's just, I swear to God, if it's just Goku's fit, I'm actually never going to watch any Dragon Ball content ever again.
And boy, oh boy, would that be fair. I'm just pissed about the fact that it's like, for our entire lives, we've just been like, oh, sensu beans, you get like 6 of them per season.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, hey, that's our crate of fucking sensu beans next to our lollipops.
Yeah.
It's so asinine.
It's like a bag of dum-dums.
Dude, and they're like, oh yeah, it's just like, and Dragon Ball logic is so fucking, there's like, oh yeah, there's our revive bugs, there's our combined bugs, and also you want to hop on our fucking ICBM twig broom that shoots you 120 kilometer. It's
just whatever, whenever.
It's just whatever, whenever.
The only other interesting thing about the fusion bugs is a lot of people brought up in the little diagram. It's 3 people fusing. So it could be a 3-way fusion.
Kai, Goku.
Yeah, I'd prefer.
But they're not the same size.
That's fair.
Right?
But
then maybe the fusion bug doesn't give a shit.
You know what I want to see?
What?
I'll ask you first.
Also, buy more of them. They bought one of each. Simply get more.
Buy an outrageous amount.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like both people eat it and then you fuse or how it works, but like if you could see 2 characters in Dragon Ball fuse, who would it be?
I want to make a Mr. Popo joke. I want to say Goku and Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo and Chaozu and see which one keeps the skin color.
Who overpowers it? Yeah. Oh man.
This could get dicey.
I think a really cool one would be like, I just want to see more of Tien. I want to see more of the original Z fighters.
Yeah.
I feel like Tien and Chiaotzu deserve one. Right? Right. I feel like they deserve to be together, right?
Just like a homunculus.
He's got like one little arm.
I have an equally ridiculous one. I want to see Future Trunks fuse with Kid Trunks.
That would be sick. Trunks squared? Yeah. Oh, no. Future Gohan and Kid Gohan.
Yeah.
So he has like 3 arms. Yeah. He's like, I don't know where the 3rd arm goes.
Yeah. I want to see Future Gohan and Piccolo fuse. And they fuse, he only has 1 arm, and immediately he rectifies it.
A little green arm shoots out.
Unironically, the fan base would freak out if that happened. That'd be really hype to see him grow the arm back.
That would be sick as hell. Fuck, that might be the answer.
Yeah.
Future Gohan
and Piccolo.
That's kind of sick.
That'd be pretty rad. I want to see Piccolo fuse with someone. I want to see 2 fusions. That's what's cool is Goku plus Kai will be something weird. I want to see 2 people that are weird.
You know what I want? Pan.
Go on.
And Goten? No. Pan's in this weird spot, right? Where Pan's the youngest out of all like the Z fighters. Yeah. But like because that Pan's irrelevant, kind of. Pan doesn't have Super Saiyan form, does she?
No.
Because she's only quarter Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Not that like the hybrids have always been stronger, which is like weird, right? Yeah. The hybrids have always been like.
It's just to make Gotenks relevant.
Yeah.
Like that's why.
But like they immediately made Trunks and Goten. They were like 4 years old and they were Super Saiyan, and Vegeta was like, what in the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Pan and who's the pig? Similar size.
Oolong.
Yeah, Pan and Oolong. Similar size. There we go.
Like, Pan was just eating shit.
Yeah.
And he's a pig. Like, what did
we
you
only
expect?
had 2 of these left. Why did we use them on them?
Dude, I wish fusion... No, fuck it. It's fine that Dragon Ball is so synonymous with fusion.
Yeah.
I wish other anime were more shameless about ripping it off.
Oh, that'd be great.
The second Naruto starts fusing characters, like... A whole new wave of fucking merch and shit comes out.
No one's ever really done it after Dragon Ball, which is crazy because so much has been ripped from Dragon Ball.
It's just Steven Universe. Steven Universe brought fusion back.
Very true.
And it's awesome. It's always awesome.
And everybody wants to see the 2 strongest characters fused together.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see everybody's going to say like Naruto and Sasuke, but I want to see like Nagato and Gaara.
Dude, it's so easy to explain. Fusion jutsu, I buy that.
Oh, absolutely.
If summoning jutsu works.
Yeah. If you just like, we both just jump into the same circle and then boom, we're fused for a little bit. Or we take 2 like shadow clones and just run them into each other real hard.
I think now's the time, considering Dragon Ball just ripped off Susanoo.
Yeah. So just like take it, you're like, hey, well, whatever, fucking.
Yeah,
I could see it happen. I could honestly see it happening in Boruto.
Yeah.
Like there's just like, we're dealing with like the rotation of the earth now being pulled into jutsus. Fucking make a fusion.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That'd be
awesome.
So dope.
I wouldn't even be mad about it. Like, anyway.
Should we talk about Dandadan?
Sure.
How do you feel about it?
This episode specifically, episode 4, so lukewarm.
Okay, I knew that exactly would be your take.
Yeah.
Because during my reaction, I'm like, this is the episode where the people who saw all of the trailers, which was super heavily focused on all of the combat in Dandadan, are going to be like, what do you mean it's a romance anime? Because I've been telling you for the last 4 weeks, it's a romance anime with fights sprinkled in. And you've been like, there's been some pretty dope fights. But no, it is literally, there's going to be multiple moments where it is 22 minutes of teenage angst.
Wow. At the end of episode 3, I was literally like, so what happens now? Is it like a slice of life? And boy, was it literally. It turned into Comey can't communicate so fast.
Yeah.
I dug it. Like, it was cute. It was
Thank
fun. I think I would have been really bored in sub. Like, it being in
Fair.
dub and me loving the voice actors really helps.
They're just super relatable. Like it's like that's the thing is like it's so the English they use in the way that the manga is written is so human. Like so like when the thing I pointed out when Momo catches Turbo Granny and puts Turbo Granny in the cat, and then they're like, "Wow, Momo, that she did so good." She just like grabbing like this, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty cool." And I'm like, I don't even know why that would be written into the manga outside of the fact that it's an incredibly human thing.
Yeah,
like it's just like a nonsensical, like, like it just like it's so stupid.
Yeah, she just goes shmee shmall.
Yeah, like literally, it's dumb as hell, but it's very good.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about with the like slice of life stuff. Kind of just happens.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just like it's romance. You can only talk about it so much.
What do I have? No, my first note is all shaft, no balls sounds hype.
Whole shaft, no balls does sound hype.
Yeah.
If we're being entirely real, balls are that's the least aesthetically pleasing part of the
worst part, scariest part.
Yep.
I wish I didn't have them because they're the biggest weakness on a human male.
Oh my God. That, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Dude. Having no balls as a man?
Getting hit in the dick is so whatever. Getting hit in unless it's the head.
I got shot. I got a paintball directly to the tip of my dick. It literally took me out at the knees.
Yeah, it's scary. But getting hit in the balls, like, makes you think you're gonna throw up.
It
hits you in the stomach.
I got a full-blown lacrosse shot to my balls once without a cup on, and I had to check that they were still there. Like, they hurt so bad, I thought they were gone.
I never would have looked at my crotch again. I wouldn't risk knowing they're not.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was mangled. Like, I thought there was like a car crash down there.
When I was younger, if I suffered an injury like that, but I couldn't see it, I'd be like if that happened, I get hit in the balls, and for fear of seeing just like blood all down my thigh, I'd be like, I'm going to bed. I'm taking a nap, and when I wake up, I won't remember this.
I'll be better.
Yeah.
That's like literally how a kid dies. Like a kid gets like stabbed, and you're like, I'm taking a nap, and it's like he just bled out in bed.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'll make that my piece.
What a way to go, if I do say so myself.
And then I have all form, no teeth goes really hard.
But who'd you compare him to?
Octagawa. He just looks like Octagawa. He looks like a little vampire.
The second that back of the coat flared out with the tight little corners there, I was like, Danny's gonna make an Octagawa joke.
He looks like Octagawa got his head caught in a shaving cream machine.
Yep, and he looks way cooler than Octagawa's dumbass haircut.
Yeah. He looks way cooler than Teeth version. Do you agree or no?
It's different. It's different. It's the difference between Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. You're like, oh, I can appreciate that, but I can also appreciate this.
But where are your eyebrows?
yeah, very fair.
Yeah.
Like Teeth is like good for like high motion. If he's just gonna be sitting there fucking chilling out, no, you're right. No, Teeth looks cooler. It just looks cooler.
I wonder if he has different powers. Because his other powers were just teeth.
I mean, it's kind of
helicopter
that's
legs.
kind of his power for the majority of the manga is real fast and big chompies.
But he doesn't have chompos anymore.
Don't worry, the chompies come back.
What a bullshit! Did I write it? No. What a bullshit excuse.
What?
For him losing the grandma but keeping powers.
Oh, that's
just I only knocked your
consciousness. Yeah, gets like teleported out of him, but like all of the power stay there.
That's such a the second she said that, I was like, whatever.
Question? Can I get a real question here? Psycho ISA.
Grandma?
Where's she fall in? How is she doing it for you? I'm talking like
she looks like she's dressed in a condom.
What is that even?
Like, she looks like she's wearing...
It's core compression.
She looks like she's wearing, like, something I fish out of a sink.
It's like back support.
Yeah.
Because she's old.
It looks like if I took it off, she'd reek.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, as somebody who was wearing an Obi Sash all day, boy, oh boy, when I took that thing off, waft. Just a waft upwards.
She's wearing, like, a gigantic, like, used wet Band-Aid.
Yep.
And so I don't like her vibe.
Okay.
Like, she looks like she'd, like, reek of cigarettes. Mm-hmm. She's, like, hot, like, objectively.
Yeah.
But I don't dig her vibe.
But, like, you just see her, like, spanking.
Yeah.
See her spanking fucking Okura, and that doesn't do it for you at all?
No.
Boy, I was watching that.
Boy.
I was like, put me in there.
Yeah.
My safe word is talisman.
Yeah.
Get me fucking lined up. there was a Psycho ISA cosplayer today, and we got her in the video, and I was like, Psycho, can you be in my video? And she went, whoosh, and I was like, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen the Teen Titans X clip.
Teen Titans
What's the new Teen Titans?
Go.
Teen Titans Go, which has like everyone clowns on it, but I feel like it's kind of like the prequels for
Star Wars
nowadays.
Where they'll come around.
Where everybody's like been like, actually, it was really funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this costume. This is the most relatable thing that's ever come from this show whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay.
You about to hit me with the skibbity toilet.
I in the core of who I am, do I relate to that?
I love that it comes back.
Yeah.
Like he's feral at first. And it's like, take that off. It's like,
The costume is too tight. Listen, I'm gonna go back and watch that show. I never watched it because I was like, oh, I have my Teen Titans at home. My God, does that show seem like a good time?
That's so funny.
It's a great bit, objectively.
I like that.
It's so good. I just love making them human.
What a humna.
It is the biggest
It was
humna.
funny because she was like, hey, what can I get his Instagram? And a brief part of me wanted to be like, hey, we're all famous.
Hey, listen, we all do content.
But she was like, can I get his Instagram? And I was like, yeah, it's NC Hammer 23. And she was like, really? And I was like, do you regret asking? She was like, yeah.
Wouchie.
Didn't pull out her phone.
Ouchie. Oh, no. All right, well,
And then I just turned into a little Uzumaki snail.
What a move that would be. Oh, fuck. Would I love to absolutely just in any awkward situation just be like, well,
Dude, Uzumaki is just a story about a town that comes down to the bad case of cringe.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that joke didn't land. Time to snap my spine. Okay, let me curl myself up here.
Let me introduce you to the spiral.
Yeah, ow. Next episode's gonna be really good.
Nice.
Yeah, and next episode, like a really cool yokai gets introduced, and it's gonna be a really cool backstory. And I'm very excited. This is where the show, like this right here, episode 5 is gonna be where Dandadan like either gets his hooks in you or you're like, I'm out forever.
I already like it.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one acknowledged his fresh new do, his fresh new bod, the fact that he's just an okay kind of guy.
Yep.
Actually, no, because when she was really mean to him, I appreciated that the whole class was like, that was rude.
Dude,
what was that about?
Everyone was like, why are you being a bitch? My God.
I was like, thank God I'm not the only one.
Did you see in that scene her smiling friend who's just cheesing in the corner during that entire conversation? Yeah. She's just so stoked to be there. Meanwhile, like a relationship is falling apart in front of her, and she's just like,
just hyped to be drawn.
She's either a built-in advertisement for the Smile movie or an actual yokai.
I also wrote at one point, Turbo Granny gets put in the cat, and she goes, "You want your balls back, kid? Grab a knife and start killing."
These bitches.
Yeah, and stab these bitches. And immediately, I heard Sarah go, "What the fuck are you watching?" And instantly, headphones off. I went nothing, and I knew that was way more suspicious.
Closes the laptop. Yeah,
like slam my monitor. Like it's
fold
a laptop.
Fold the laptop.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's a curved monitor now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of ball talk.
But yeah, I was like, after I said it, she was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Nothing." And she was like, "Did you say nothing?"
Yeah.
Like, she was like, "What are you watching?" Like, now you have to tell me.
Like porn? I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to say porn.
Nothing, porn, nothing.
Stay away. Not Dandadan. They'll tell you that right now. But yeah, there's not that much. It's just it's
fine.
It's teenage love.
I like the new form. It's cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great new form.
It's a good new form.
All right, that leaves us with Blue Lock.
I have a lot of notes, weirdly enough.
It's an episode for sure.
I wrote, explain the episode.
So this is episode 5. It's the episode after, it's the episode where the U20 team is chosen.
Yeah. To represent Blue Lock.
Yes. To battle against the U20. So this is the last episode kind of before the U20 game.
Before ideally people start moving.
Yeah, ideally before what people call as the best moment in the manga. But the trailers dropped for what this they the Bandai Namco team was like, "Yo, we're so excited to finally be bringing you the U20 match," and they dropped a bunch of trailers, and boy, oh boy, is it more of the same.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I heard. Let me see. Here we go. This will be my news. Actually, I'll bring it up later. Yeah. But there's the headline: Blue Lock animator reveals why season 2 looks so bad.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up in news.
Okay. Isn't it what I talked about last week? It was one guy did 5 episodes.
Talked about that?
kind of. But I'd love to hear your elaboration on it.
I didn't. You talked about it.
No. I'd love to hear your elaboration on it. Because boy, oh boy, do I love talking about how bad Blue Lock's animation is.
So crazy.
I mean, this episode wasn't that bad, but that's just because there was literally no soccer played.
No, I mean, that's just it. It's,
like, so far as the talking anime goes, it looks great.
yeah. Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
from the perspective of, this needs to be a sports anime occasionally, awful.
Yeah. I wrote, what's the, like, head of Blue Lock's name?
Ego.
I wrote, Ego calls Isagi a puzzle piece, and Isagi almost comes on the spot.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god. He's like, you can subjugate and be subjugated by Itoshi Rin. He's like, wow, I'm seen for the first time in my life.
Yeah, it's like, you're the final piece of the puzzle. And I just felt like I wanted to see him explode into puzzle pieces.
That would have been, just like, it's like he just literally disintegrates, and oh my god, what the fuck happened?
He loves it.
That would only be the second weirdest thing that happened in this episode, considering the fact that a boy got tased from his fucking outfit. Like, the fact that Ego was like, wow, I can't believe I had to use the anti-riot measures. No wonder Japan's saying you're over budget. Why is there tasers in their suits?
Similar to that, I wrote, wow, the Hannibal Lecter mask sure is unnecessary.
Or do you have more?
Nope.
I said, my God, I don't think we needed to Hannibal this kid. And then I said, Jesus Christ, maybe this kid does need to be Hannibal. Like he's like, whole thing, he's like tied up. He's like got the Hannibal mask on so he can't bite people. And then like Itoshi Rin's brother comes in and he's like, I want you on my team. And then he's let out. First thing he does, assault the child. Like, I was like, okay, maybe we do need to lock this kid up.
Yeah, I want to see who he was biting. You know?
Right? Because like, just tase him. Just tase him out.
Can you imagine if this very, like, G-rated, other than swears show, just, they're, like, wheeling him in, and he just rips a throat out with his teeth.
And there's, like, that's murder. We need to...
Holy shit.
That's it. Blue Lock is not under a new judicial system.
We finally get to see a woman in the show, and she's smoking hot. They bring up, like, a pinup model.
Oh, the pinup model, yeah. I love that guy being like, oh, here's the best your life could be. And it's like, you live your entire life as a successful soccer player, make a lot of money, and marry a pinup model. And he's like, but I want to be the best. And I was like, hey, man, boy, will I take that.
Yeah. What a good thing to settle for.
I don't know. Chigiri's in the show. He's smoking hot.
There's a lot of smoking hot dudes, for sure. The dude who got...
He's basically a lady.
The guy who got Hannibal Lectered, also great looking.
Yeah, they all are.
I wrote, never seen a dude try to start a fight on the squat rack before. It's like, dude's doing the squat machine where he's like laying down.
Oh, yeah.
His thighs are in his chin, and he's like, don't you talk to me like that, Isagi. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, guy, the second you put that down, you're going to noodle legs your way over.
Get over here. I got sea legs. It was really funny because they were talking about that. Like, he was doing like an unstoppable amount of weight. Isagi like walks in and he's like, oh my God, Itoshi, please, you're going to hurt yourself. Yeah. He's doing like 185 pounds. Like, he's like literally, you can see it. He's doing like 4 plates.
I can do that weight.
Yeah. Like, they're acting like he's going to get injured if he keeps doing it. It is like almost body weight.
I got... Oh, I had a fucking relationship with the chart he shows about flow. I wrote, love this chart that states flow is directly between anxiety and boredom.
Yeah.
And then I go, nonsense structure for a chart. And then I kept looking at it and I went, wait, maybe this chart actually makes sense. And I kept looking at it and I went, what the fuck is this chart? There was so much data on this insane chart.
Yeah, and I love that this is 2 episodes in a row we've gotten a video game analysis to break down soccer semantics. They're like, oh, Tetris and RPGs.
It's already a game.
Yeah, like it just say, if you want to achieve something easy, you get bored. If you want to achieve something hard, you get anxious.
Yeah. So funny. It was so, if you the more you look at that chart, you're like, this isn't how you use this type of chart. No. It's like part pie chart, part graph.
Yeah. And he's like, this is your flow, but he's like, and then you can get in a trance-like state while scrolling on your phone. Yeah. But that lazy passive trance isn't what we're looking for. And I'm like, hey man, we're just gonna go play soccer here.
I know, don't explain to me liking a thing a lot.
Yeah, don't explain to me setting a realistic goal like it's some fucking abstract concept.
Skate the Infinity does that too. Nice. Where they explain literally flow state. Also like this.
I'm trying to think if I've definitely been in a flow state, but I don't know when the most recent time would have been.
I've done a crazy play in League of Legends where I'm like, Oh, my brain turned off.
Oh,
and I
I'm
just
like,
did
I'm
that.
clicking heads. Honestly, pickleball. Pickleball recently, I've been fucking smoking bitches.
Yeah, it's when you don't think and you just are doing. It's
Yeah.
ultra instinct.
That's fair. Why is Japan so fucking obsessed with not thinking? I think that's actually all I have. That is like literally all of the.
Yeah.
It's just like this kid bit a kid.
I told you, the show's, what is there to talk about?
It's just.
Daimas are a money horse now.
Daima. Oh, I have one more note from Daima. How we going from hamburgers to skewered lizards? That was my final note on Daima. I love the fact that like the first thing he ever ate in the demon world was just the most American meal considered.
Yeah.
And then he's like, gets to the desert and he's like, oh, what do you want? He's like, I don't know, skewered lizards?
Yeah.
Like, what is the cuisine of the
I know.
fucking demon world?
The only thing I remember from last week's pod, or like 2 weeks or whenever, was me being like, talking about the hamburger, where it's like, they order hamburgers. I'm just sitting there like, call it a chumbo.
Yeah.
Like, be creative.
Call it a wingus tingus. Like, it's literally impossible to be this
You're in the
uncreative.
demon realm.
Okay, on to best boy here. My best boy for this week is Cruel Angel. He's a guy out of LA that I met at the anime Pasadena, and he makes some of the hardest t-shirts I've ever seen. This isn't even a paid. I actually paid for this, which is rare for me because usually I'm like, you can call the app.
What's it feel like? Is that screen printed?
It's like I actually don't think it is screen printed. Like it's like plastic. It's like rubbery.
Got you.
Like it's like it's like thick. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like you see right there how it's like kind of like crumbling off.
Right.
A
A good sign.
great sign, some would say.
Make sure you turn it inside out when you throw it in the
like-
dishwasher.
They're just like this is the Griffith T-shirt. It's like it was like called like the revered or like the feared king or something, and it's got like just really sick graphics.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, it's dope as hell. I got 3 T-shirts from them. And so if
You're also
looking
wearing
for, like-
shorts.
What?
You're also wearing shorts.
I mean, I don't remember what they were called, and these were objectively too expensive. But
You're gonna partner with them for more.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying their name, Dan.
We're objectively too
They were objectively too expensive. I mean, all things that you buy at con are objectively too expensive. But so yeah, Cruel Angel. Shout out for their fucking anime-inspired streetwear. It's dope as hell.
Yeah. Very cool.
Who's
Mine
your
was
best boy?
Young Sheldon.
Oh, yours was I feel like it's Piss Boy, if anything.
Disagree. I loved it.
You
I love
loved
that
it.
show. High recommend.
You didn't love the ending.
I liked it. It was just sad.
If that ain't a true explanation of death, because not everybody gets a resolve.
Yeah.
Resolved ending.
I know it was a hard hitting death.
Yeah.
For sure.
42.
42. He
What a
died young.
bitch. My
Heart
God.
attack. He was heavy. That's
He-
why.
He wasn't that, from what I've seen from these thirst traps, not that heavy. Not heart attack heavy.
Pretty big guy.
When is heart attack a thing you got to worry about? What weight? How it 300?
I don't know. There's a bunch of factors, I guess. I don't know. I'm no
When do I have to
doctor.
start worrying?
I should already start worrying.
Are we fighting?
definitely-
Are we fighting? Am I losing weight? I need to stop drinking.
Yeah, we're fighting.
I think I have to quit drinking.
I'm gaining weight. I'm bigger now.
I think I have to quit drinking. I think I'm just gonna because I don't think I can lose weight while drinking.
Yeah.
I think I actually have to just like do mushrooms for the next couple of months or something.
Try dry
Okay.
January
Oh.
and then see if you can quit drinking.
Oh, I can quit drinking for sure.
But I mean, if you're
I got
not
a Diet
miserable.
Coke at dinner tonight.
Whoa.
Listen, I could have got a little vino. I could have got a vino or two.
Yeah,
But I love drinking.
it's fun.
I do. It's just,
So I hear.
it's a great time.
That's why I'm so thin. Can you imagine if I lived a cool lifestyle? I'd be obese.
It's the reason I'm not as in good shape as I used to be is because I've been having too much fun recently.
Yeah.
I need to fucking just start doing coke or something.
Yeah, live as the Greeks did. Treat
Oh.
your body bad. Be fat.
No, absolutely, dude. Use olive oil for lube.
Yeah.
Fucking have sex with every man and woman you find.
Let's live in life.
My God, just jerking dudes off. What a gig. Holy shit. Wearing reeds around your head. Do you have a flashback?
No.
My flashback was the U20 trailers.
Yeah.
Cool, that brings us to our favorite part of the episode, Love Letters, where me and Danny pull our live audience, which now almost entirely people over on Patreon, which is a good thing because me and Danny we do still offer YouTube memberships, unfortunately, as me and Danny are doing our reaction series to movies and all that. Putting that up on YouTube has become real difficult. So Patreon is still free for a couple more weeks here. To try and bring everybody over to Patreon. just because we're trying to be as understanding and encompassing as possible for those of you who are on YouTube membership. We apologize for those of you who had cute little badges. We love you and we appreciate you. But unfortunately, when it comes down to copywriting and all that, we just really can't be on YouTube anymore. Anyways, love letters. Danny, grab a question from our adoring live audience who gets to watch this podcast 2 days early and also get 2 hours additional content of Nick and Danny every single month. Panda Mom asks, if you had to choose one anime MC to train you to box against the other host of this podcast, who are you choosing and why?
Who do you have?
I have Ippo from the Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
The greatest anime boxer of all time, hitting the Tootsie Roll. Wow. I'm putting you down. I'm putting you down like a kid who just had their hot milk.
Yeah, that was scary. I don't know. I'd just crumble to that.
Yeah, you're getting slept.
Yeah,
he's also a man of roughly my size, I believe. Like, Ippo is not a big dude.
Yeah. No, he's a little guy. He's a little Mac type.
Let's see. Ippo height. How tall is he? Oh, he's 5'5". I'm taller than him. What a loser. What a loser. I'm putting Ippo down. I'll let him train me.
No, listen. This is where you've erred.
Oh, yeah?
You see,
because you're going to be like, Goku or something?
You picked someone to train you
in boxing.
For an all-purpose general boxing match.
Yeah.
I'm picking someone to help me beat you specifically.
Okay.
You're arrogant. It's easy to get in your head. You're sensitive to insults.
Very fair. All of these are, hey, chill out. You hurt my feelings, all right?
You are a reasonable boxer.
Okay.
You've boxed previously in the past.
I've done boxed, yes.
And here's what's important about
10 years ago, mind you.
Here's what's important about you're washed up.
Yep.
Here's what's important about our upcoming boxing match. It's also debate boxing.
Yes.
It's going to be, I'd say, 90% psychological. Because if I win in the debate hard enough, I can beat you. And
Yep.
winning the fight itself is also going to be very psychological. I want L to train me.
You want L to train you?
I want L to train me.
He can't fight.
No, can't he? Can't he?
I
Incredible kickboxer, L.
What do you mean?
Remember him in Light? Handcuffed. L hits him with a crazy roundhouse kick. L's a really good fighter. And he'll teach me to get in your head.
Both of you to assume that I wouldn't be training with Light.
You wouldn't be. You'd be training with Ippo.
You're right.
5'5" bitch boy Ippo.
Also incredibly mentally resilient Ippo. He'd probably teach me about
you didn't even know his name.
I forgot
You
his
Googled
name. It's an old anime.
Uh-huh.
He would teach me about the resilience of boxing's all about resilience, Dan.
Uh-huh.
You can't let the people get in your head, all right? Ben Whitaker, one of the boxers right now who's got a giant gold D. Roger. He's got a white beard tattoo on his back. His entire fighting style is predicated on making his opponent upset. And then when they get upset, they get sloppy, and that's when he lands clean hits on them.
That's what L would be teaching me. Also,
yeah?
Goldie Roger tattoo, pre or post swastika.
Post Americanization, no swastika.
Good, love to hear it.
Yeah, usually the best thing you can go for as a black man boxing in America.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Audience, let us know who picked the better trainer because I'm very confident I did.
He did not. He's dead. Which one of our trainers is dead, Danny?
Okay.
Yeah, which
all
one?
right.
Oh, Ippo doesn't lose. L does.
Fitting.
He chose a loser.
Fitting that you pick. Also, what was I gonna do? Pick Light, also dead.
I don't know why you're picking people from Death Note. It's a fucking monologuing anime, not a fighting anime.
I'm just saying, fitting you picked a washed up boxer from like the 90s.
He's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, hasn't done it in a while.
What I told you I wanted to be trained by Floyd Mayweather. Just because he's not boxing anymore doesn't mean he's not a good coach.
Floyd Mayweather. He's not fighting Logan Paul.
No, that's Mike Tyson.
That's Mike Tyson.
Who would also be a great coach.
Mike Tyson's going to die.
Against Jake Paul?
I think
probably.
so. Really
if it goes to the third round, Jake Paul will probably win.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants Mike Tyson to win, but he's 57 years old.
Dude, if Jake Paul kills Mike Tyson in the ring, we'll
be
never hear the end of it.
Sick as fuck.
I'll be so mad.
What if Mike Tyson kills Jake Paul?
That'd be awesome. I'd love that.
Like,
I need someone to genuinely
clean through space like that. It's like really fucked
He's
up.
like wearing Jake Paul as a wristwatch.
Yeah, like it's like oh man, there's a movie where like a face just gets crunched in, and I'm forgetting what. You know what? The end of Inglourious Bastards when they just juice Hitler. Like that's what if Mike Tyson does that to Jake Paul?
Just every punch like puts a hole in him.
Like he's just like please stop. He's like just like coughing up blood. And like, I can't. He's got guns in his gloves.
Yeah, ref's not stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I picked the better person.
I think you didn't pick the better. Vote in the comments below.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all we got for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys hanging out with me and Jenny, even though we're incredibly EP.
Yeah, sorry, this was a lower energy, lower length.
I feel like this actually wasn't that low energy. My voice is toast.
I'm
God.
going on vocal rest tomorrow.
You're not filming tomorrow?
Not filming. I'll watch some stuff, and I won't be participating in the audience of Young Sheldon.
That is great. Yeah, oi, 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 oi. I'm specifically going to go back and watch that episode. I'm going to go back and watch that episode to try and hear you. No context. I'm just watching episode 4 of George and Jorker.
Just every joke that happens here. What? Sarah, come back, please. What?
I've always laughed like this, babe.
No, I won't go.
I won't fucking get up.
I won't be silent. It's funny. What do you want?
I
can't not laugh
for this. I just sit through fucking night court for this.
Jury duty.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be the first one at jury duty if they offered incentives.
Oh.
If they were like, come to jury duty, you get 1 crime free.
Oh, wow. 1 misdemeanor free.
Yeah.
If you want people to show up and not try to get out of jury duty, get out of jail free card.
Yeah, 1 vandalism free.
You get a misdemeanor. I feel like you get a misdemeanor, that's a jury duty.
Yeah.
Don't pay people.
No.
Don't say it's your civic right. Oh, I'm running on president on that. Oh my God. 1 get out of free.
I'm gonna make jury duty fun.
We're gonna put a water slide to get to your seat.
Dude, everyone
We're putting vibrators in the chairs.
Everyone, can you imagine?
We're nutting.
That was a horrifying mental image. It's just like, now, people of the jury, and everyone's like, it's just 12
gave a whole new meaning to hung journey. Yeah, I'm shooting. Yeah. Guilty or not, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm seeing stars.
Get me out of this chair.
Turn the chair off, please.
So funny.
That'd be great. It'd be absolutely great.
But I forget what I was saying.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh, everyone who runs against Trump from here on out.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully never again.
He physically can't. Well, I guess if
he can keep running.
If he loses, yeah, he could run again. Yeah, that's fair.
Should have to do it in a Trump impression.
That would be
I think
great.
he'd snap.
Oh
I think
my
he'd freak out, and that would be a
Tim
great
Walsh
strategy.
Is being like, this man's 84.
I love abortion.
That's me. I love tampons. Yeah. I'm for they thems. He's for you. Boy, have you seen those ads?
Love them.
They're fucking
awesome.
It's objectively a great catch line. It's objectively.
Tim Walsh is for they them. Trump is for you.
That is, listen, game respects game. That's a great ad. That's a great ad.
Yeah, it's great for their audience.
Yeah. If you're fear mongering to a bunch of brain dead incels, wow, is that
That's
fucking
there's
right
a Pete Davidson bit where after Ariana Grande dumped him and she made Thank You Next.
Yeah.
He listened to it and he was like, fuck, it's good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Damn it.
That's great. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.